Dear manufacturers, the government recently introduced two quality control orders, making BIS certification mandatory for drums and tins. There are 7 mandatory Indian standards. Additionally, BIS certification has become mandatory for copper products, with 9 Indian standards specified. If you can't find your required Indian standard among these, consider checking our previous videos where we covered various other types of copper products. Welcome to MindSync. I'm Baston Benny, and you are tuning into MindSync's YouTube channel. MindSync is a professional organization providing compliance, consulting, legal, and advisory services. Let's start by looking into BIS certification for drums and tins. If you're specifically interested in copper products, please proceed to the timeline mentioned below. Now, let's examine the effective date, which is 6 months from the notification of this order, dated the 17th of October 2023. For micro enterprises, it's 12 months, and for small enterprises, it's 9 months. Now, let's dive into each of the 7 standards in detail. Let's start with the standard for drums, large open top. This standard outlines the requirements for steel open-top drums with a nominal capacity of 200 liters of 180 kilograms and 2 types of construction, Grade A and Grade B. The next standard is for drums, large, fixed ends. This particular standard, Part 1, specifies the requirements for Grade A steel drums with a nominal capacity of 200 liters. These drums have fixed ends and come in 2 types of construction, Type 1 and Type 2. Now, let's explore Part 2 of the drums large, fixed end standard. This standard focuses on Grade B mild steel drums with a nominal capacity of 200 liters. These drums have fixed ends and come in 2 types of construction, Type 1 and Type 2. The next standard is for steel drums, both galvanized and ungalvanized. This standard outlines the requirements for mild steel drums with fixed ends, and their nominal capacity can range from 3 to 150 liters. Below, we have also specified the requirements for the body, handle, and finish of these drums. The next standard pertains to bitumen drums. This standard outlines the requirements for steel drums with fixed ends, and these drums have nominal capacities of 160 liters and 200 liters. They are specifically designed for packing bitumen with penetration values of 225 and below. There are several requirements detailed within the standard that you need to be aware of. We have mentioned a few. The following standard is about square tins for solid products. It specifies the requirements for square tins with an 18-liter nominal capacity, which are used for packing solid products. Additionally, the standard includes specific requirements for the handle, internal finish, and external finish of these tins. The next standard concerns square tins with a 15 kg/liter capacity, primarily used for packaging ghee, vanaspati, edible oils, bakery shortenings, or nitrogen dispersed edible oils. This standard provides detailed requirements for these tins, including specifications for the handle, solder, and sealing compound. We've now covered all the mandatory Indian standards for drums and tins. If you require professional advice on the process of obtaining BIS certification, please feel free to contact us. We are here to assist you. Now, let's move on to the next part of the video. It's important to note that BIS certification has become mandatory for copper products. Now, let's examine the effective date, which is 6 months from the notification of this order, dated the 17th of October 2023. For micro enterprises, it's 12 months, and for small enterprises, it's 9 months. Now, let's dive into each of the 9 standards in detail. Let's begin with copper wire rods for electrical applications. This standard specifies the requirements for copper wire rods used in electrical applications, with a nominal cross-sectional diameter ranging from over 6 mm to 35 mm. It encompasses the requirements for 2 types of copper wire rods, electrolytic tough pitch and oxygen-free copper. We have also mentioned the diameter requirements below. The next standard pertains to copper rods and bars for electrical purposes. This standard outlines the requirements for copper rods and bars used in electrical applications. Condition of supply. The material shall be supplied in any one of the following conditions, as specified by the purchaser: annealed, half-hard, hard. The following standard is for copper strip for electrical purposes. It specifies the requirements for copper strips used in electrical applications with drawn or rolled edges. The material shall be supplied in any one of the following conditions, as specified by the purchaser: soft annealed, half-hard, hard. The next standard pertains to copper rods and bars for general engineering purposes. This standard outlines the requirements for copper rods and bars used in general engineering applications. Additionally, it stipulates that each bundle of the material should be equipped with suitable metallic tags or labels containing markings that show the size of the rod per bar, grade, mass, lot number, date of manufacture, temper of the material, as well as the name of the manufacturer and any other information required by the purchaser. The next standard pertains to solid drawn copper and copper alloy tubes for condensers and heat exchangers. This standard outlines the requirements for solid drawn copper and copper alloy tubes with outside diameters ranging from 5 mm to 80 mm. The standard includes various tests, such as the hardness test, flattening test, tensile test, and drift expanding test to ensure compliance with the specified quality standards. The next standard relates to copper tubes for plumbing. This standard specifically addresses phosphorized copper tubes used in general plumbing and similar applications for the conveyance of fluids. The standard includes various tests, including the tensile test, drift expanding test, and hydrostatic test, to ensure the quality and suitability of these tubes for plumbing purposes. The next standard pertains to wrought copper tubes for refrigeration and air conditioning purposes. This standard specifies the requirements for solid drawn, seamless, copper tubes, which can be in straight lengths or coil form, and are intended for use in air conditioning and refrigeration systems. The standard also includes specific markings that should be present on the product. We have mentioned it below. The next standard is for copper wires used for general engineering purposes. This standard outlines the requirements for copper wires used in various engineering applications. Regarding the finish of these wires, it is specified that the wires shall be finished through a combination of cold working and annealing processes to achieve the desired temper and surface finish, as agreed upon between the purchaser and the manufacturer. If your business requires certification and licensing under any BIS scheme, MindSync is here to assist. Let us take the lead in handling your certification needs, ensuring a smooth journey through compliance. Stay tuned for our next insight on the BIS series. Thank you.